Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, back at CageZilla 75, taking place right here at the Salisbury Center, powered by Monster Energy, and we are ready for our next fight. Making his way to the cage and fighting out of the red corner, it's Marcus Pollock.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to CageZilla 75. Marcus Rip Pollock, 5'9", 135 pounds, 31 years old, fighting out of Ground Control Academy in Baltimore, Maryland. This is his MMA debut, but he's got a lot of experience outside of MMA. He's 11-1 in Muay Thai kickboxing, 3-0 in boxing, and obviously we know MMA is a different game, but that is a ton of experience. And this is his MMA and CageZilla debut, but he did compete in the past for TCB. I believe actually commentated his fights. He's a very good striker. He's been training MMA for 4 years at Ground Control Team in Maryland, which you know is a fantastic gym. And he did wrestle in high school, and you know, he's got some good grappling credentials, but he will be facing a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu purple belt. In his corner is professional fighter Vince Mosca. And, you know, what do you think about Ground Control, man? Those guys are so talented, in my opinion. I always see them. They always come out. They show out. They're prepared and talented. In a lot of ways, they remind me of Kaizen in terms of the way they're able to cultivate such good talent.
Absolutely, and Tucker Lutz has come down to Kaizen to prepare for his UFC bouts in the past. I have a good relationship with Tucker. I think that, by all means, Marcus is what I would call a blue chip prospect. He has extensive amateur background in not one, not two, but three of the core component sports of MMA: kickboxing, boxing, wrestling. He might be missing the pedigree of jiu-jitsu, but with being able to decide direction of the fight, being able to have comfort and competitive experience where this walk isn't necessarily a foreign thing to him, I'm incredibly impressed. I'd say that this is a guy to watch out for and that he's just getting started today.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, man, at 31 with that type of experience, you might only see a couple of a couple amateur fights before he decides to go pro, especially coming out of a great gym over there in Ground Control. We'll throw it down to Chris for the next call out.
And his opponent, making his way to the cage and fighting out of the blue corner, it's Jason Canamaso.
Fighting out of the blue corner, Jason Canamaso, 5'6", 135 pounds. He's 30 years old, fighting out of College Park MMA and from Springfield, Virginia. How about that? Nice local guy. He's 0-1 in his MMA career. He made his debut. He lost it by a first-round submission. However, he has had success in kickboxing. He's had an official fight before. He won that. And he was slated to fight Theo Yates Jr. However, that was at CageZilla 73, and he got rebooked. So now he's here. He holds a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and he trains under CageZilla Hall of Famer Josh Peters, who we all know is a local talent in the region. We've seen him as a coach. He's the head coach over there at College Park MMA. A lot of great knowledge, a student of the game, and a very, very good instructor himself. And I'm sure that if he was going to advise Jason Canamaso to take a fight against such a talented fighter in Marcus Rip Pollock, he's going to have a way to win, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. I've actually trained with Jason myself. College Park MMA, another good friend of Kaizen MMA. They've sent fighters over to us who just need a change of scenery, and they've welcomed our fighters into their gym to train. Great relations with JP. Jason impressed me on the ground. I definitely want to see how his wrestling holds up in MMA. Jiu-Jitsu, if he gets it to the wall, Jiu-Jitsu starts on a cage wall pretty early. You can treat the cage wall like a floor. But coming from a striking experience deficit and also with his opponent with more wrestling experience, I'm wondering how is he going to find his way to Jiu-Jitsu if that's the way he wants to approach this fight. Jiu-Jitsu is often the last thing you get to in MMA, going through all the other skills. We'll see how he finds his way there.
Yeah, he's going to need a lot of range, a lot of wrestling, and he's going to have to get this fight close if he wants to have the best chance for success. But we'll throw it down to Chris Fuller for the official call.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for three-minute rounds in the CageZilla Bantamweight division. It is brought to you by our friend Mike Pignoni, the defense attorney of Northern Virginia, and Southland Insulators, insulation expertise you can count on. And now, starting out, fighting out of the red corner, standing 5'9" and weighing in at 135 pounds, fighting out of Ground Control Academy, he is making his CageZilla debut. It's Marcus Pollock. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, standing 5'6" and weighing in at 135 pounds, fighting out of College Park MMA, it's Jason Canamaso. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds in the CageZilla Bantamweight division. It is brought to you by Mike Pignoni and Southland Insulators, and your referee is Gabe Balajit.
First 2 Sadiq, I don't know about the rest. And here we go, both cage doors close, and we are ready to go for our 7th bout of the evening.
And here we go.
The great Chris Fuller gets the headset on, and we got a full booth.
At least I got the headset on this time, guys.
I'm liking. Oh, good
really
right
nice
hand. Great measuring. This is where that striking experience happens. He's not afraid to extend his arm out. He understands how to poke, prod, and find the opening, maybe even create the opportunity.
But I love that response, though, from Jason, because he immediately threw back, put some good punches together to get some respect. And I like the strategy from Marcus, immediately exiting the clinch, not letting that opportunity arise.
Even better than just exiting clinch, putting frames in the way to deny complete entry. Fundamental wrestling defense still applies in MMA. The techniques to use those concepts do change, and he's finding success.
It looks like there's already a cut over the eye of Jason.
Yeah, over the left eye right there.
Jason right now backpedaling, finding his heel touching the wall every now and then. I always tell my fighters, I don't want people hanging out on the outside perimeter. Like that, your movement options are so limited. And in the UFC, at one point, 70% of knockouts happen when fighters are on the outside logos.
Excellent stat there, man. Very, very good. And, you know, with a striker, you almost want to hold that center so that when he comes in, that's your best opportunity to drive into him. If you're having trouble getting him up against the cage and taking out his back foot, that's the way to do it.
Interesting. This has been mainly a boxing bout at the moment.
We've seen a lot of that today, guys. I was going to touch on that a second ago. Usually we get a pretty even mix, but there's been a lot of stand-up, just straight boxing.
Yeah, that's, you know, something in the water. Good left hook there from Jason, but a nice response from Marcus as well.
If I'm Jason right now, I'm looking at that lead leg turned in more like a boxer would to get that break on their jab, and I'm seeing a calf kick opportunity at every point. You don't even really need to commit with the hands. Just show them enough to create a distraction and chop away.
Yeah. Great jab.
Right now, I'd say Marcus's biggest weapon is his feet.
Oh, big one too. That hurt him. Oh, he's hurt here. Marcus feels it. Good shot. Good defense, though.
And you can see a cut like Charles was talking about earlier, and now a lot of swelling developing under that left eye of Jason.
It's the accuracy. He's hitting the same spot. He's aiming at that cut.
But it's off to the side, so it shouldn't impact his vision too much with the blood dripping down. But he's looks like he might even be getting a little swelling over the eye now, too.
Good jab.
Yeah. What I was talking about earlier about his biggest weapon is the feet. I don't mean by actually throwing kicks. Oh, look. I mean the base. He's firing with his feet under him. He's firing with full power because his feet are rooted to the floor. He's not overthrowing.
Ooh,
Jason tried.
Oh! Big shot there, right off the counter.
Jason tried to sweep.
That's it. There you have it, folks. Wow. Jason did a really good job there of countering in a split second. And then, man, oh, man, that was impressive from Marcus Rip Pollock.
Yeah, a really good finish there. I really would have liked to have given Jason another second or two to see if he could have rolled out of that. I know he was taking a lot of damage, but he's a tough kid.
I agree. I'd love to see that knockdown again to see exactly how he went to the floor. I know referees are trained when people fall face first. It's a much more serious endeavor. Humans don't want to. We're going to actually get an opportunity right now. He's going to turn
right
out.
Here, you see Jason throws the counter and then walk us through it, man.
Right here, that right hand's going to come over. Boom, falls first. He does base, and look, he's grabbing ankles. He's just trying to find his feet. He's receiving blows. The referee steps in thinking about it. I understand that. Jason is making good jiu-jitsu grips. He's grabbing ankles. He's trying to find his sweep. He's trying to push off the hips with his own feet. But in an amateur bout, when you're taking blows like that and you've already been dropped, I understand the referee taking a little early action than we would see in a pro bout. That said, I actually commend Gabe for wanting to go in, taking that hesitation back, not stepping in immediately, giving Jason the second to work. But once he saw 3 more unanswered blows, he stepped in. Right time, in my opinion.
You know, Actually, looking at the replay there, Liam, I have to agree with you. Down here on the ground level, it looked like he was going for that heel, and he might be able to try to roll out or something. But yeah, it looks like a great call by Gabe.
And that fall, I wouldn't say that's actually honestly like the biggest concussing blow I've ever seen. It looks like just a precise shot thrown when Jason's head was way outside of his knees and base. So the blow probably definitely hurt, but I wouldn't say that was like, oh, his lights went out for a second. That was, I received a heavy shot onto my head while my head was off my base, and the feet just came out from under him.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, a really good breakdown, Liam. Fantastic analysis, and ultimately that is exactly what happened. And I thought it was a good stoppage. You know, you mentioned it briefly. At the amateur level, I think it's good to be on the side of caution, and I thought the ref did a great job of providing Jason the opportunity to fight back and give it everything he's got, and then ultimately deciding when it was too much, too late. So I thought great work all around by everybody, and it looks like we're going to be able to get this official call out here before we head to our main event. Couple quick finishes, though, here, back-to-back after that intermission. I think people just needed a break to compose themselves, and now they're ready to go.
Absolutely.
Looks like they're getting that cut checked out first before we do the official call, but Chris has got everything he needs. Actually, it looks like the EMTs are there sealing it up just for now. And I think that's good enough to get the official call. And we'll get Chris over there around these folks. And there you have it, folks, ladies and gentlemen. Chris is going to throw out the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Gabe Balajian has called a stop to the action 2 minutes and 59 seconds into the very first round. For your winner, by TKO, out of the red corner, it's Marcus Pollock.
Marcus Pollock, huge win in his CageZilla debut. A bright future ahead, and we look forward to seeing more. We'll return shortly here at CageZilla 75.
Like and subscribe to CageZilla.